Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 12 of the 12 days of manifestation. So, we have put this all together to prepare you for the winter solstice and to get you ready for the new year. This is fun, you
Hi.
Hello,
guys.
everybody.
It just is too much fun. So, I hope everybody out there has as much fun as we do doing this. This is just a lot. So today is day 12 of our 12 days of manifestation. I know. How cool is that? Are you guys both ready for the winter solstice tomorrow? I am too. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a wonderful day to really put all of your manifestations out there. The energy is just primed for it. And then, of course, New Year's Eve, we can re-energize it because all of the energy around the world is about new beginnings and creating new. And so we can energize it. And then on the first new moon of January, we'll be getting together to build a very powerful vision board. And that will be a lot of fun, for sure. I know.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk about power and intentions. Okay? And it's quite interesting that this is what we end on, and I think it's really going to all come together as we start to talk about it. When we look at intentions, they rest somewhere between the emotions, which are just pure energy in the language of the soul, right? So that's a constant inside us. We don't feel all of that energy all the time. So what we do connect with then triggers thoughts, and out of all of our thoughts that are going on in our head, only some of those thoughts have words associated with them, and of all the words that are in our head, only some are spoken, and that's the effect on the world. So intention rests in that space between the emotions and the thoughts, and your intentions are tied to your emotions, very much so, and also tied to your thoughts. So when we look at manifesting our dreams, as I've been saying throughout this series, if we are sitting here manifesting, then there is something in us that must be ready to heal. Because if there wasn't an interruption to what we were manifesting, we would already have whatever it is that we are manifesting. So today, when we talk about intention and power, we're really talking about how we align our intention and the emotional element, our thoughts, our words, our actions, our everything, and we put it all together in one alignment, and that's where the manifestation happens. So when we look at intention, it can land on the fear-based side of emotions or the love-based side of emotions. And so as we've been talking over the last 12 nights, when your fear is very active in you, that is going to skew your intention. If that skews your intention, then your magic is also skewed. So this is how we know you want to heal and know what's going on inside you. So we want to look today at intention and know how important it is. It is in the intention that we can transform, right? The attention that we give that intention just energizes it. But the intention is what transforms things in this life. So if, in fact, it's anchored in fear, we transform in the way of our fears. If it is anchored in love, we transform in the way of our dreams and our love, right? So we want to be clear, not just here. We want to be clear all the way through what it is we're looking to create in our lives, what it is we want to experience in our lives, because it's mostly about the experience, and why. And the more we're clear on that, the more we start to understand why it is important to us. And that then helps with the alignment from the intention all the way through to the thoughts, words, and actions. But we also want to be aware of where we're attached to certain aspects of what we're manifesting. Are we attached to the outcome? Are we attached to any aspect of it? Because where we are attached, there is fear. Because attachment is a fear-based experience. So that gives us the opportunity, again, much like what we talked about last night, to start to know where we're attached to either the outcome or the way it's going to happen, the way it's going to look, the order in which it's going to happen, any of that attachment stuff, right? So that's an alert that we're on the fear-based side. So again, those are your blocks. That's what's getting in the way. Tonight, we want to talk about that intention. And we want to couple it with power. Why? Because power rests on the love side of the equation. There is a graceful power within each and every one of us. That is just part of our truth, our soulful truth, right? Now, to access it, you have to get through that dark ball of challenges to get down in there. But when we're manifesting, we want to be aware of our power. Is it intact? Are we inwardly focused in the experience enough to know the truth of where we're at? Because that's where the power rests. And if we're standing in that truth, we are standing in our power. We know what's going on. So all of that being said, it's up to you guys. Add to it. Tell me where you're at.
Anthony?
What are you thinking?
Sharon, if you don't have something right away, I did jot a couple notes down.
Let's hear it.
So when you were talking about, your manifestations, like what do you really want? I started jotting a couple things down that just came to me as you were talking about it. And I went on both ends of the board. So I pretty much wrote down the three elements that I feel all of my manifestations have in common. And then I think I also put I also jotted down the one fear I think that also unites everything. So I wrote down happiness, freedom, and togetherness. I think throughout all of my manifestations, it's either to further my happiness, further my freedom, whether it be social freedom, financial freedom, etc., and also create more of a feeling of togetherness with more my friends than my family. I'd say I really would love to have a bigger sense of community among my friends. It's hard because I grew up 1,900 miles from here, and that's where most of them are at this point. So that's a big thing for me, is like getting my friends together is nearly impossible. And that goes into my fear, which I think the biggest fear is the fear of it not happening. I think that's my biggest fear. It's not that there's an unfavorable outcome as much as it's just that it won't ever come together in that way.
That's your fear. That is your block, because that doubt is coming from somewhere where you don't know how to believe that you can have all that you wish for. Right? There's the block. Like that's what we were talking about last night, right? There's that piece that says, I doubt that I'm really allowed. You learned that belief somewhere. So you can now go back and really unravel that belief and know a little bit more about what's going on. And really, that's more of a block, but you can see you're kind of attached to the outcome being something different than what the fear says, right? So there's that conflict, that standoff, and that can create an actual block, right? Because it's a standoff. So you could manifest and see nothing really occurring, and then all of a sudden there's a shift in the dynamic, and the belief starts to drop out, and all of a sudden, boom, you start to see the manifestation of the dream. But your freedom, I love the way you put that. Those three pieces: your happiness, the freedom, and the unity, the community, the growth. Powerful, powerful, powerful pieces. And when you look at the fact that you've got those in the forefront, then you know those are qualities within you that are very strong and aching to be a part of your life. So you want to, your life is in your favor. It's in favor of you getting through whatever is skewing or blocking you from getting there, so that you can have exactly what you're looking for. Powerful statement. Thank you. That was really cool, Anthony. Thank you for putting that out there. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's interesting because for everyone out there, feel free to post questions, comments, experiences, anything you feel like sharing. We are wide open to interacting with everybody out there. I think that's the most fun part of doing this. When we look at our intentions, too often when we talk about the law of attraction and manifesting, people say it's how you think, it's what you say, it's what you do. But all of that stuff is up here. The intention lies at the core, right? Right there, tucked away close to the emotion. And so when we look at what our intention is all about, we're opening those doors and we're opening up that full channel. And so the intention is quite important. And when we align that intention with our power, we're unstoppable. We really are. And where we are stopped or slowed down, it's just an opportunity to heal, to move beyond and shift, to move beyond that challenge point that is causing us problems. You know, we are made of love. That is what we are. When we are not in human form, we think, and it is, because love is just the energy. It is pure energy, and it is boom, boom. So when we come into this human form, we have all of this, you know, these challenges based on fear by design, right? So we want to get beyond that in our manifestations, and we want to get beyond that in our experiences in this life. And so it is critical that we understand it's not as simple as just ignoring the fear and saying it's not there. It's there with purpose. It's not like we're going to ignore the past and it's going to go away. It's there with purpose. It's all there so that we can heal. The future has yet to be designed. Now, how you choose to manifest that future is 100% in your pocket. 100%. Free will. Right?
Absolutely.
I love this way of looking at it as a sense to heal. It's lovely. You know, I think there's so much focus on the other side of it. But this is so, it's also about not being afraid of the blocks. Like, it's okay when they come up. This is an opportunity.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. It makes it way more fun and interactive. And,
yeah, it does. And the more we learn to embrace those blocks, those challenges, those pieces in life that slow down our manifestation, the more we pick up greater freedom and abundance. Right? Freedom, by the way, Anthony, is abundance, and abundance is absolute freedom. Right? Pretty cool. So we talked about that last night. That flow of abundance. In order to not be in it, you have to believe in lack. You have to pull yourself back out of it. So, you know, there's something going on in your belief system when you're in lack, because otherwise you'd be flowing with abundance like a river headed towards the ocean. There'd be no questions asked.
And I also think that, you know, finding joy in, or not even joy, but just something positive out of something negative is something that, you know, that I've been, you know, working on for a long time. Because, you know, how many times have you played a situation over in your head and realized, you know, if you held on to that control, if you held on to, you know, that, you know, controlled your emotions or whatever the case may be, that you'd be in a much better position, you know. And I think that has a lot to do with it, that if you can find the joy or the positives in negative situations right then and there, you address them a lot more professionally and a lot more efficiently. And I think that's something that also I've been working on for a long time, is like, you know, when not wearing my heart on my sleeve all the time, and not, you know, showing emotions when people say things that might upset me, because when you play it cool and kill them with kindness, I mean, that's the best way to handle any situation.
Right? So let's go back to the whole concept of negative. For those of you who know me, you know that you're not going to hear me call things negative. An experience or emotions, I don't use that. I will go back to fear-based. I'll say darker or denser, but not necessarily negative, because what you're saying here, which is what very, very powerful, by the way, what you're saying here is that if you look back on something, you're judging it, right? But we don't want to look back and judge as negative. We want to remember why we were in that position in the first place. What made us make the choices? How did we get there? Why was it there? A very, very, very wonderful question to ask is why it's in your life, or why it was in your life, right? Why did that circumstance occur? Why did that event occur? Why did that situation occur? That experience is in your life to illuminate something, right? That's the positive you're talking about. So there's that positive. So if we call it negative, then we're labeling it something that limits it. But if we ask why it's in our life and what it's there to illuminate, we open those doors. The more doors we open inside ourselves, the more the flow from the power and intention to the spirit realm is an open channel. So you want to open as much as you can. Labels limit and shut. So you want to open as much as possible. You're kind of saying that, Anthony. You really are. You're just kind of, I just want you to see where your magic and your wisdom are there, and your labels are limiting you. Open those doors for yourself, and you open up those gates, right? It's pretty powerful. When we start to look at people and wearing your emotions on your sleeve. When we say that, I think what we think is there's no filter. Yes, yes, curious. Yes, that's exactly where I'm headed, Maricela. I'm just absolutely headed down that path. So when you're showing your emotions, I am so sorry. Those emotions. What are we gonna do, right? It's working. Could you calm them down? No, come in and calm them down. Mayhem at the Bomas household. Anyway, so yes, when you look at where was I, Anthony? Oh, wearing your heart on your sleeve, wearing your emotions on your sleeve. There is a lot going on there, right? You've got there are emotions in us. That's the pure essence of what's going on in us, right? But we learn to shut that down. And then, like you said, kill it with kindness. It's a great way to go, right? But the truth is, when do you get back to what you tucked away? When do you get back and take care of you? You might have shut it all down and, kicked them with kindness, whatever, but when do you get back to you? So I have, in my freedom, my emotions are my emotions. I'll tell you what they are. I'll share them openly. Now, I've moved beyond a lot of things that make it an uncomfortable situation. Not all of them, but enough that I'm much more comfortable letting the emotions show. But there's your freedom. Your emotions are there. They are the energy of and the language of your soul. They're there with great purpose. So if something throws you into the fear-based side, if we can understand what that is, it's another opportunity to heal. But then we can actually state it clearly, right? I'm experiencing, you're not going to say this, but like I am experiencing hurt, right? So you say, wow, that was hurtful. Or you say, ouch. Or like, oh, I don't think I can go down that path, emotionally or mentally or whatever. I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't think I can go down that path. But then you can actually twist it into more of a curiosity, not only of yourself to know what's going on inside, but a curiosity about the other. And so that's the piece that if you can be compassionate in that curiosity, you're going to open up more and more and more channels. The more of that you open, the more you're standing in your power, right? Your power is that source inside you that is tapping the truth of all that you are. And so your emotions are very powerful. And you show them, Anthony, very well. You're a very solid, strong man. So those emotions, sometimes you're going to be very bothered by something or in some way, like, I guess what everybody would call like negative, but it's not negative. It's going to affect you in some way that you don't want the other person to see for some reason. And that's what you're really talking about. So your question is, why do you not want them to know that's how they just affected you?
I guess it's strictly in a professional
Right.
setting that I would need to tone it down. Right. I think that's and I do. Like you said, I do that very well. I think with my customers, you hear a lot of things. You're dealing with the public, and I am very good at that. But you made a very good point of like, when do I revisit that and kind of let it out or let go? Maybe sometimes that doesn't happen, which contributes to exactly what I just said earlier.
Really, again, thank you for sharing that, because that's really what most people end up doing, right? They get past that little incident and then they forget that they're also forgetting about themselves at that time. And we want to get back to it. And yes, in business, it is so different than in life. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. And especially working, I've met some of your customers. It can be challenging, It's good humor at the end of the day if you can laugh about it. But customers can be challenging. Yeah. Are you?
Like
for the most
you
part,
said,
though.
I was going to say, like you said, finding a blessing in the midst of, the bad stuff. It's happening for you, right? That whole thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. So again, you can manifest a more sophisticated clientele. You don't ever want to manifest someone out of your life or in your life, because that's black magic. Anytime you target it to an individual, but you can always manifest a more high-spirited, clientele that really is embracing the environment and wants to spend the money that you are putting on your, just really wanting to just be there. And you'll see that it opens those doors. So take that for business and use it in your favor, because you really want to enjoy the environment. It's your business, you really want to enjoy everyone who comes through those doors, right? And at that stage for yourself, it's definitely, it's important to love where you work. I tell you, at least in my work. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be so fun to look back on this episode after it's all happened for you at the end of this year, and we're going to revisit. We're going to, that's the fun part, the comparing, right?
100%.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So let me see if I can pull some things together here so everybody can kind of see where we're at. We're looking at our last night of manifestation, and what we're saying is that when we look at our intention is it needs to be in alignment, because it rests somewhere between the emotions and the thoughts. And then when that's in alignment with the words spoken and the actions taken, then all of a sudden you have a very, very, very wonderful alignment inside you for the manifestation. So what Anthony brings to the table so beautifully is how that flow can get interrupted. So he's showing on the fear-based side some of the things that can actually come into play, right? And one of the things we said about intention is if your intentions are still anchored in old beliefs that are anchored in the fear-based side of the equation, then you can either skew that dream or manifest the fear, which, if you ask me, that's usually the nightmare. So we want to manifest dreams, not nightmares. And so anytime you're manifesting, you also want to be in a state of healing, because you are manifesting what you wish for because you do not have it now, and you do not have it now because something has blocked it. That blocking is coming from the emotional and the intentional area. That's where the healing needs to begin. So as the healing opens, doors open. As those open, your manifestation opens, and the rest is just a wonderful bit of yummy. So when you start to really look at your intention and you start to look at its alignment, when you move it out of the fear and into the love and the joy, right? Now you're tapping on your power, because the power is in your truth. And as that power starts to be activated, now you can see how you're projecting those manifestations into the spirit realm, and it's just going to ricochet right back again, because you're in just perfect alignment on that side. I'm so sorry. I have no idea. I'm so sorry. But everybody bear with me. It is what it is, and it will be what it will be. So when you're in alignment with that power, you really allow that power to then just really project much more into what you're looking for. It's a direct connection, right?
Absolutely. And I do want to make a note that I know Kristen, you and I have done, this is our, I believe, third one together for the 12 days. And, I just want to thank you first and foremost, because I've definitely gotten some really great tips and helpful, every conversation's been fruitful, and I've been able to take something from it. So I just do want to put that out there in the universe.
Wow.
I'm thankful that we were able to do this, for sure, because I'm happy that there are people in here watching and listening, but even if there were none, it still would benefit.
Well,
so
I love
it's
this,
really awesome.
and I love that I was able to have a positive effect on you guys, because that's what this is all about. And the winter solstice is about your dreams coming true. And so when we, I take these 12 nights to share with everybody out there what's important to me in the way of manifesting in my own life. And I have been through all of that. I've shared some of those stories over the last 12 nights, but being in that place years ago, I could go story after story after story, but it's where I think I'm manifesting and I think I'm doing, and nothing is happening. And then there are those people who manifest, and it's like a water faucet. They manifest, it flows, they stop, it slows down. They manifest, it flows, they stop, it slows down. And I always wondered how to get there. Well, guess what? That's what I'm sharing with everybody. How to get there. How does your manifestation be like a little faucet where you turn it on and out of that spigot comes everything that you're dreaming of? So we're going to be really looking at, I want everybody to really make their marks, write down their dreams, know what they really, really dream of. You must feel it behind your belly button. If you're just thinking it, it's not enough. You must feel it and experience it. Know how it's going to feel, to smell, to see, the colors, the textures, everything that you can about the experience. And that's where it all begins, because that innermost core experience is going to tap the emotions, the intentions, and all of the thoughts as it propels forward into the manifestation of your dreams. So be clear on why and what. Be clear on the experience in all of its facets. Be aware where you're attached to outcome or timelines or something else, and allow yourself to then open to what lies beyond those attachments, knowing that attachments are always fear-based. Even if it's as simple as, I doubt it's really going to happen, right? So do open yourself up to all of that piece on the fear side, shifting your intentions to put them in alignment with your truth, which is your power, which is your love, because you are love. And that truth of you is directly connected to the spirit realm. You are one with the one. And so the way you get there is by standing in the power. And that's really the message for tonight in a nutshell, I think.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah? Everybody good?
Absolutely.
Okay. Everybody want to DM any of us? And we're going to be putting everybody who DMs us into a pot of gold, and there is a grand prize that's going to be going out. All three of us, actually Hallie too. Hallie is still sick. She was supposed to be joining us, but all four of us have put a little something into the grand prize. So if everybody wants to put in your names for the grand prize, Anthony will, I'm going to give that to you. Anthony will draw the name and we will send that grand prize to you. So thank you.
And tell us what you're doing tomorrow for winter solstice. It's not a contest, but tell us, send us messages, tell us what you're doing.
I don't know, yes, I can turn this around. I'll show you we call it a Christmas tree in America, but it's a Yuletide tree. And so my Yuletide tree is, let's see if I can show it. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of my expression of self, right? So I will be honoring my dreams around the Yuletide tree because I think it's supposed to be raining. And I will probably just be energizing it right there and in my home. But I will have it so written down, and I will just go into my own ceremony to really fuel the dreams. I have two in particular that I'm really focused on for 2023. And then all of you, if you just do your own ceremony for tomorrow, just remember to open up sacred space, because you want that sacredness to hold the love and the pure intentions of the universe in you. And then be aware of your fears. But I will put it all down in my own way. I will enjoy the tree. I will use the tree and all of the elements on the tree that represent the four elements of the earth. And I will go from there. So that's how I'm going to do tomorrow. But I will be thinking about it all day long. I love the winter solstice. And then on New Year's Eve, that's the night that the whole world is celebrating new beginnings and some type of a resolution of one type or another. And so we will, all of us out here together on this unity of a boat ride through our manifestation, will be energizing the seeds we plant tomorrow. So plant your seeds tomorrow. Let's nourish and energize them on New Year's Eve. And then on the first new moon of the new year, which is much like winter solstice, it's the darkest part of the cycle, the moon cycle, and tomorrow is going to be the darkest day of the year. And so we're going to take that first new moon of the new year. I will do my ceremony I'm being asked a question, at what time will I do my ceremony tomorrow? You can look at various aspects. I'm going to use dusk because I can. but I will use sunrise in my heart and my thoughts because I'll be up for sunrise, but I'm going to use dusk as my time only because of the way my day is scheduled tomorrow, and I could not take tomorrow off. Your highest times are sunrise and sunset and noon. So if you can really energize during those times, that's great. And Maricela, do you have any other suggestions about time tomorrow for ceremonies that people want to do? No. Let's see if she hears me. She may send us a couple bits of information and we'll see what she says, but that's how I would do it. And so what I would really recommend is just pick your favorite time, right? And do your ceremony and do it whatever way you wish. Yeah, she's in agreement. Just let it be whatever is yours. No, there is no wrong time. There are just times where they say the magic is a little bit more open, and those are the times I just gave you. So then on New Year, in the new year, on the first new moon, it'll be January 21st. We will be doing a live workshop in Boca Raton. But we will also have that workshop available for downloads for all of you who cannot be in Boca Raton on the 21st of January. So you want to build your vision board. And in that workshop, I do go through all of the teachings at the front end of it, and then walk you right into a very powerful vision board, one that will actually help you create. So let's make the magic begin today, and let's put everything into motion for your dreams starting tomorrow. Okay? I know.
Very
Thank
exciting.
you so much. And thank you, Maricela, for everything you just gifted. Let's have a wonderful night. And until next time, may the magic be yours. Thank you all for joining us. You too.
I got it.
Bye-bye.
Have a great night.
Bye.